Welcome to Pro Save Mike documentary. What we have here is the instrument, the unlawful docket that they use to create the fraudulent docket. So in federal court, I don't know about criminal court, but this is a civil matter and everything is mandated to be done. So they use this electronic device to create a docket separate from the original docket. What I'd like to draw your attention to is Anderson versus the City of Naples. 1. You see the case number underneath Anderson versus City of Naples beside that. Beside those numbers, there should be initials, letters that represent who the judge / magistrate was, or if it was a magistrate judge or a judge solely. But there will be initials that will identify who the judge was. Now, as I go up, I would like to prove that this case isn't an old case. As you see here, February 22nd, 2023, 10:15 a.m. And so if the last update was February 2023, 10:15, activity has been going on throughout these years. The case had never entered the court legally, officially. And so up until this point, the fraud upon the court was still active. So the only thing I can prove is the last update. And the last update was February 13, February 22, 2023, 10 a.m., very top. Now, the parties involved in this case, defendant, Magistrate Sherry Postal Chapel. Her name is there. And my name is there versus City of Naples. Again, the case number isn't complete because they was using the original docket to destroy in place of a docket that represented the fact that she was the magistrate judge in charge of the case, which wasn't the facts. And so, being that these dockets and records are sent to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals electronically, or any court proceeding, they would have to go with the record that's on file. So by them destroying the original record, the court would only be required to look at what could be proven. So we have here this information here. This is what they created. Now, as we go down, cause of action. Cause of action is not what I filed here. I filed a 1983 civil rights claim. They have cause of action 42:1981 civil rights. I did not work for the city. I was suing the city, but I had no affiliations with the city in terms of occupation. So my point to this is the court can only go by the docket, what's on the docket. And so this information is incorrect, and I'll come back to that. Now, I hope you don't get dizzy, but here is the unofficial docket where they cut and paste and utilize this fraudulent information, as you can see. And so they stuck her information on a docket and electronically deleted the original docket. It's right there. So, having said that, now we'll go here. Anderson versus City of Naples. We'll click on the highlighted area, docket number. Again, the partial number does not have the initials of what judge was residing. So let's click on the yellow. When I click the yellow, I had the right to appeal, but what they did was they created documents. Documents are dated and they have document numbers, and what the document number represent is the entries that took place in the case. This is what the appellate court would look for and would require. So what they did was create their own appeal on my behalf, frauding my name to documents that they created. So if you look at the top one, document number 0, and then these won't be in sequential order, but this was for their benefit and on their behalf. So you see, again, they're not in sequential order, but this is what the judge would look for if it had ever gotten to the judge. So you see document number 1, document number 10, document number 11, and it kind of just goes that way. So this is a different portion of what I showed you in comparisons to the judge switching the docket. Now, if you look here, you won't see Judge Charlene Edward Honeywell named too often because her docket and all of her orders were destroyed electronically. So, let's move on. Once again, this is Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell. This was the official judge of the civil litigation. Charlene Edward Honeywell, this was the official judge that all of her records, her docket was deleted. This is called an amended case management and scheduling order. If you look at the very top, behind those numbers that I say must have initials to identify the judges and / magistrate, you see CEH-SPC. So the black judge that I just showed you that they refused to litigate before, her name, her initials are there, as well as the magistrate initials is there. At the bottom of the page, you see the case management signed by Federal Judge Charlene Edward Honeywell. So this is the proof that this was in fact the judge and not Sherry Palster Chapel, nor an unassigned judge. So let's move along. Here is an order from Judge Charlene Edward Honeywell. Now again, CEH-SPC. Gonna keep it quite simple. Document number 47. That's the document number, 47, and it has the filing date. So, moving right along. On this order, it was issued the same date, But on this docket, it has UA-SPC, document number 47. Same date, same time. So I couldn't have two, this magistrate judge couldn't be before two judges. The UA represents unassigned judge SPC and document 47. So let that sink in. She can't be in two courtrooms simultaneously. Just for the sake of emphasis. Again, here is the same order. CEH-SPC, document 47. So the original record, which is this one, they deleted the docket, the case management order, the docket. They deleted that electronically in favor of the law firm that was in litigation. Moving right along. Here is the docket, the original docket that has been since deleted. And if it's deleted and I didn't have a copy, the court would be compelled to believe what existed. So this docket, you can no longer find it when you Google it. You Google this document number with these initials, you will no longer find it. However, this is representative of fraud upon the court. Now, bear with me. Now, we know that it would be an easy oversight to see this docket has UA, unassigned judge / SPC. So again, I reiterate, this magistrate could not be in two courtrooms simultaneously with an unassigned judge and the official judge, CEH-SPC, and be in a courtroom with the unassigned judge and have two dockets on one lawsuit. That's just impossible, and it's an act of lawlessness. This is what fraud upon the court represent. And again, as you look at the cause of action on the left side, 42 cause, 42-1981, civil rights. A judge cannot favor my lawsuit if indeed I filed this. This is not what I filed. Now, there had been many modifications to the docket and the record, but that's one thing that must stay consistent. According to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, IOP, the IOP is the internal operations of the court. So if they're not following the rules and the procedures of the court, then that makes everything that they did void. And that's like winning a lottery ticket. And you go in to collect your money, but they swap the numbers. If they swap the numbers, it doesn't mean you didn't win. It means that they committed fraud by forging numbers that didn't prior exist. Here's another software engineer company that is owned by the city of Naples. Not owned, but they own the license to use it. And what I would like to demonstrate here is, as you see, Untitled Granicus, that is a software engineer company. At the very top, Granicus, Naples. Naples is who I was suing. So the court reporter and clerk sent the documents to the city of Naples to destroy the original docket. So the district 113A-2 and the case number, the 113A-2 represents the court reporter. So you see the case number with the UA-SPC, and underneath that you see another case number with CEH-36 SPC. So the CEH-36 SPC does not exist anymore. It can't be Googled. It can't be found. But this was a Google search. And so I hope that this brings some clarity to keep, again, this from being convoluted. I'll stop here. Pro Se Mike documentary. Thanks for watching.